be
obnoxious.
No.
Promoting Nestle water.
Yeah.
Fine, we won't promote Nestle water. It's terrible.
Now it looks like you're drinking
Dip water.
I don't know.
Dirty water. Water from Flint, Michigan.
Oh, beer.
Yeah, right. Oh, we know that's not going to happen. What's up, everybody, and welcome to the show. That's right, it's the Saturday show.
It is.
And we're on week 2 of actually being successfully having the Saturday show. Now, of course, the times are going to vary depending on when we have breaks. And right now we have a break, which, as you can see, there's nothing in the install bay.
Yeah.
It has been quite a fun morning. Not really. But we wanted to come on here, talk to you guys, check out, get your plans for the weekend, see what's going on, maybe answer a few questions here and there, let you in on a few things that we've just found out recently.
Hello from Sweden. Yeah.
Because next week won't be news. The week after that will probably be news.
Yeah.
This week we had a bunch of Alpine stuff come out. We apologize for anyone that was really hoping to see more install diaries. We only had one this week. We had other shows we had to get out.
Jason
had some obligations to get those other shows out.
Yeah.
So I don't know what those were, but we had to get them out. Hoped you guys liked the 207. And the Amp Dyno one was definitely a
yeah.
And then, of course, the new Pioneer video showing that YouTube feature. Cool there. Which brings me to an interesting point. We're going to talk about it more in the news show when that comes up. But right now, if you have an AVH radio, current AVH models, there is going... Is it... Yeah, okay. I don't have... Is it the AVH? Or is it the AVH NEX? Which ones was it?
4?
I think it's... That is the update.
For the AVH.
Was it the 390s?
Yes.
390, 490s?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll know more on Monday, but there is a update coming for the radios. Unfortunately, the email's on this phone, so I can't check it. Pioneer is going to be pushing updates this weekend for, I believe, the 390, 490, 391, 491, and the MVH version of that. And then why do I think it's not those? Why do I think it's the NEX?
No,
it's not the NEX, right? Okay,
NEX.
so it's a 390. Anyways, Pioneer is going to be pushing updates this weekend. Now, a lot of you guys that have the older, my old 8201s and stuff like that, there was an update pushed back in September. So if you have one of those current NEX, that's the 51, 40, or 52, 42, 62, 72, 82, there was updates to all those back in, what I just said that month.
Yeah.
And so check those out. If you have those radios, you're going to want to get some updates on that. You can go to pioneerelectronics.com if you're here in the United States and put in your model number in the top search bar, and then it will pull it up. You go there and you go to go to owner's manuals and updates, and it'll be there.
James from Dallas. All right. Let's see. From Germany.
Cheers.
Hello from Germany.
Iced tea.
Hey, Sebastian Gerardo, ¿qué tal? Let's see.
Hello from Trinidad. You guys got a good soccer team. You kicked our butts.
Diego from Colombia. All right. So let's see. I have a 1992 Chevy pickup.
Okay.
Why does my sub making pointing noise?
Pointy noise? Pointy noise.
Pointy noise
when I shut the truck.
When I shut the truck. Maybe you have a Pioneer sub.
When he shuts the truck off? Oh, you get a turn off pop?
Yeah.
We're live.
Hey, that's Kevin.
It sounds like you have some form of a turn off pop. That could be the amplifier. It could be the radio.
Yeah.
They're tough to figure out. Really, what you'd want to do is disconnect the remote turn-on wire at the end. Like leave the radio on, turn off, and try to mimic it doing it, and figure out what would eliminate it. PAC makes the TR7, which you can do a timed off on. A lot of the times you can just have the amp stay on for a little bit, and then you shut the door, you walk away, and then it shuts off, so you don't actually have to hear it. It's not a fix; it's more of a delay, kind of a band-aid. But it's called it's a TR7. Check that out. That might allow you to. It won't fix the problem, just make it seem like it went away.
It's hot over there?
It's not too bad today. I'm glistening, but you know, I don't have any like giant pit stains, so it's not bad.
It's hot in Houston. I see that you guys have the bay door open all the time.
Okay, so reason why we keep the bay door open is to keep people like Kevin here out.
Say hi, Kevin.
What's up?
Yeah, no, he actually works next door at the barber. We keep the bay door open 24/7 6 days a week. Anytime we're here, the door is open. The reason why we do that is because we have a waiting room that you guys have seen. It is on the other side of the wall that's right behind me right now. That is air conditioned. We have a viewing window, so you can sit in the air conditioning, look in the window like we're a bunch of circus freaks. But you don't come back here because it's hot.
All right.
That way people don't just hang out all day in the install bay and try to be your friends. I have no problem taking people in the install bay, showing them their cars. They could sit back here and sweat their butts off if they want to with us, but it cuts down on the amount of traffic in the install bay. I really don't want people back here all the time. It's a safety thing. You know, I don't need them tripping over cords and bumping into stuff.
All right. David say he sent you an email about the Alpine 107 having a Bluetooth issue. So
Well, the
when
107
you have
doesn't even have Bluetooth. What issue were you having?
having a Bluetooth talk issue on 2 units, when you have a second, please just reply.
All right,
Just
I'll take a
check,
look
yeah.
at it. That's weird, because the 107 only has Bluetooth for one feature, and that is to pair your phone to the Wi-Fi. So you shouldn't, it won't pair any other way other than over Wi-Fi. So you sure it's not a Wi-Fi issue? Because when you're using CarPlay, it's over Wi-Fi. It's not over Bluetooth. Like I said, Bluetooth turns off and goes away. So yeah, okay, I'll check out your emails though.
All right, how can I connect 410s, 4 horns, drivers, and a 4-channel?
Put the 410s on channels 1 and 2, and the horn drivers on channels 3 and 4. Actually, do it the opposite way. Put
Yeah.
the 4 horns on channels 1 and 2, because typically amplifiers that are 4-channel, channels 1 and 2 are made for highs.
Yeah.
Channels 3 and 4 are typically made for subwoofers, usually a bass boost on channels 3 and 4.
Right.
So that's what you do. Now, as far as the ohm load goes, that's where you have to be real particular. So a 4-channel amp can only do 4 ohm mono, 2 ohm stereo. So if you have those 410s, they have to combine down to either a 4 ohm mono load or a 2 ohm stereo load on each side of the amplifier, which is essentially the same thing. So, but that's where you're going to run into the gray area. You have to be careful with that.
All right, Chris. Any different sound quality between the Rockford Punch amps and the Alpine PDX? Oh man.
Or the new X series.
PDX.
Yeah, totally different sounds.
Yeah.
Totally different sounds. Totally different thought process. You got to remember, Rockford has their idea of what they want their product to sound like. Alpine has their idea of what they want their products to sound like. It's no different than eating a. When you go to Burger King, you get a flame broil Whopper. When you go to McDonald's, you get a grill Whopper. Do they both suck for you? Yes, but that's not the point. The point is they're both hamburgers. A 1,000-watt amp by one company is not the same as a 1,000-watt amp by the other. And that's taking into consideration they both put out 1,000 watts. They are made to sound different. Rockford, I like to refer to Rockford as in-your-face loud, like, BAM! Thank you. Alpine is not. Alpine's a little bit more reserved, a little bit more refined, a little bit more, I'd say, I'm not going to use the word sound quality, but that's kind of where I'm going. They're more turned that way. Not that Rockfords don't sound good. Rockfords sound great, but it's a different sound. They just perform totally different.
All right, Louis. Louis says, so anyway I can make my Pioneer 5200 working on my Camaro 2010 like a control factory?
Factory steering wheels. He's talking about the VR feature on the factory steering wheel controls.
Okay.
And the answer for that is if you're having the pack kit.
¿Qué pasa, Jose?
Here's the problem. VR on an NEX 52, that whole series NEX radios, to do push to talk, you have to push and hold the volume for 3 seconds. Or I'm sorry, you have to push the VR button for 3 seconds. Unfortunately, what the manufacturers of the kit have done is the push to talk to get OnStar is also press and hold for 3 seconds. You can't turn that feature off, so you can't have VR and OnStar, which is the icon, do the same thing with a Pioneer. You can do it with a Kenwood and Alpine because they're only a push-to-talk feature, meaning you don't have to hold it for 3 seconds. So when you're doing a Pioneer and a Camaro, that is always going to be an issue. Can you fix it? No. What you have to do is move the buttons around.
All right.
You can make it answer the call, and then you can make something else VR, but no, you can't do the pictures.
Alexander, say how long you can make the negative wire on an amplifier?
Technically, you can make the negative wire as long as the power wire. So, I mean, for example, if you're doing like a boat, okay, mount an amp up front, you're on a 4-gauge to the battery, there's no ground in the boat. A boat's made out of fiberglass. So you run a 4-gauge ground back to the battery. So your ground wire can be as long as the power wire, as long as it's going to the same source. Now, do you do that? Typically, no. You know, you want your ground wire to go to a plane in the car as fast as possible, for whatever reason. But, you know, it's a distance thing. So, like, if your battery's in the front of the car and you got an 8-foot ground in the trunk, you don't really want to do that if you can avoid it.
Yeah.
But there's, you know, when you're doing a custom install with a custom amp rack and you have amps all over the place,
yeah,
you know, yeah, it's okay. You know, you just have to keep in mind the ground is just as important as the power. So if you're running a 0-gauge power, you run a 0-gauge ground.
Mm-hmm.
If you're running a 4-gauge power, you run a 4-gauge ground.
Yeah.
They have to be the same. DC current comes out of the battery, goes through the product, out of the product, back to the battery. It's a circle of life, people.
Yep.
So any weakness in that circle of life.
All right, so this is cool. Say, hey guys, you guys haven't installed the Alpine X 6x9 components yet?
Yes,
Look
we
into
actually
that.
put a set of the X Series 6x9s in a.
Let's see if you can see the picture.
Yeah, that's in a Ford F-150 that we just did this week, actually.
Yeah.
We did an F-150 with, I just posted my Instagram picture of it, I think, a day ago. It had a Pioneer PDX V9 and audio control DM608. We did the X Series tweeters up in the dash, the X Series 6x9s in the door, and then 2 10s underneath the seat. It was just a 3-way set. By amp, so you had channels 1 and 2 on the tweeters, channels 3 and 4 on the mid bass, channels 5 on the subwoofer. Used the DM608 because it was a non-Sony system, so we, you know, just combined, or we just got the output from the radio. Used our cool T harness. It sounded amazing. The one thing I thought was real interesting, where I sat in the seat to tune it, is the distance between my head and the tweeter and the mid-range was exactly the same. Ford did some real crazy math on that, so that they're the same distance. It was totally weird. So the time correction, it sounded amazing, because we didn't use that factory center channel at all, but when we got done, man, it sounded like they were coming out. It was like we kept, no, the center channel's not there. But yeah, they sound really, really, really nice. Really nice.
All right, Edgar, say for noise, what is a good noise filter I can use?
I mean, typically the only noise filter we carry is the PAC
SNI1.
SNI1. That's the only one that we ever have, so that's all we ever use.
All right. Hi from Europe.
Hi from Europe. There was somebody up there from Africa a minute ago.
Yeah,
too.
South Africa.
Yeah,
okay.
hi from South Africa.
Yeah, all right. So, say I have Pioneer DH80 PRS. I'm very happy with the sound quality. Will be disappointed with the Pioneer 2300 NEX.
I don't think you'd be disappointed. I mean, it really just depends. I mean, if you're the PRS 80 guy that is like using the PRS 80 for everything that it does, excuse me, and you're like working the crap out of the EQ, you know, using the front EQ, using the rear EQ and stuff like that, you might be a little disappointed because it doesn't have those similar things. However, sound quality wise, the 2300 is supposed to be the best sounding video head unit they've come out with so far as the design of the radio. It's a totally redesigned from the current NEX models to take advantage of new components for the audio parts in the amplifier. If you look at the back of the radio, what they've done is they separated all the noisy things on one side and all the audio stuff on the other to reduce any internal noise. So it's supposed to be one of the cleanest decks, like I said, one of the cleanest audio decks or video decks they've come out with so far. So no, I mean, I think you'll like it. I mean, if you're ready to move on, then yes, that'd be a good radio to do it to.
All right, howdy from Stay Far in Dallas.
Oh,
Double
cool.
D, what's going on?
Diners, drive-ins, and dives. Triple D.
Yeah. All right, say, can you guys do a review on the DS18 mid speakers?
What is a DS18?
DS. It's like the brand. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah. Oh
The DS18.
I'm not a dealer.
Everyone in South Texas have been installing them. We're not a dealer.
I'm not in South Texas.
South Texas.
If they want to send some to me, I'll be more than happy to take a look at them.
Yeah,
send
definitely.
Back.
How about when go to the settings and the most what? Future not function?
I have no idea.
Louis. Okay. Hey guys, John from Baltimore.
Oh, 18-wheeler. Good for you.
Yeah.
Truck driver.
Alexander, tell me what's going on about you 18-wheeler. Say John. Hey guys, John from Baltimore.
Have you guys ever done any 2012 Hyundai Elantras with Navi? Why does that sound familiar?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
we have, haven't we?
Yeah.
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 As
I
far as
think
like
that we
keeping the
have.
nav,
Yeah.
we always do an LC on that one, an audio control LC for those. If you're trying to keep the Navi, if you're trying to get rid of the Navi, honestly, a lot of those car specific things like that just kind of blurry. Love 5-star. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Hey guys, can you help me out? I want to place my Silverado 2002 with my Kicker CVX 12. What kind of box should I use?
A CVX.
Ooh.
I would check the Fox box. So check and see if Fox box has anything for that. That would be really the only like off the shelf kind of custom made for big woofer boxes would be Fox box. We just had one in a video not too long ago.
Yeah.
They make some really crazy boxes. So yeah, I would check out the Fox box people. It's probably foxbox.com or something like that.
All right, Aaron. Aaron say, how can I tell if in my 1994 score,
Escort.
yeah,
LX.
exactly, LX has a premium sound?
Pull the radio out and see if it's got a. Pull the radio out and see if there's a little square black plug on the back. So there'd be a long skinny
White.
long skinny gray plug
Okay.
and a small square black plug. That would be how you'd know. It'd be the easiest way to do it.
Hello, I'm from Tucson, Arizona.
Tucson.
Tucson.
Tucson?
Yeah.
Tucson.
Tucson, Arizona.
Love the show.
Love the
Thank
show.
you.
Thank you so much. What's up, What's up, guys? What is remote Bluetooth? Can I purchase
What
a
remote
connect to a
Bluetooth?
4100 NEX?
No, I don't know of any Bluetooth
Wireless
remotes.
remote Bluetooth.
Yeah, I don't know of any Bluetooth remotes you can hook up to a 4100 NEX.
Okay, Louis, 5200. How about when? What?
You're having a hard time today.
Yes.
I don't
How
know what that
about
is.
when go to the settings? Future not function.
Oh, maybe it says future, not function? I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay, moving on.
Okay, Benjamin. Where do you guys ground your amps that you mount under the seats?
Okay, so there's a couple different places. Sometimes when you're mounting the amp underneath the seat,
Hey,
there is
Philip.
a factory ground point there. Otherwise, what we do is, it really depends. If there's frame rails that hold the seats in place, then we'll go to the frame rail and make our own ground point. If there isn't a frame rail and we're running out to the side, then we'll actually go to the frame rail of the car and ground it there. Sometimes there's ground points there, sometimes there's not. So we never use a seat bolt. God, never use a seat bolt to ground your amp. That's just silly. But it's going to be one of those two places, either the side frame rail of the car, or if there's a frame rail holding the seat, we'll use one of those two.
Alright. Let's see. How's your weekend doing?
Weekend has been okay so far. I'm excited because tonight we're leaving to go to Disney.
Nice.
So that means you guys might get a Disney vlog on Monday. Oh, which brings me to the next thing. Monday, next week, because this week had so few install diaries in it, next week you're going to get 4 install diaries. That's right. The only day that won't have one is Tuesday, because Tuesday is the recast of the Monday night show, which is Monday night 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. We do every Monday night we do the Facebook Live show, and then Tuesday we rebroadcast it on the channel for those of you that missed it. Enough of you missed it, so that's why we do that. But other than that, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday will all be install diaries. So next week, 4 install diaries, 4 new install diaries. So look forward to that, you guys. It's going to be great.
Alright, Philip says, Philip say, when is the next 5-star news?
So next week, like I just said, next week will be all install diaries. After that, that following week is going to be news. So next week is just install diaries. I don't want to interrupt that. And then it would be news next week, but I felt after this week with not giving you guys enough of the install diaries, we want to just let that play out, and then we'll have first part of next week we're going to do a news. So
all right, so let's see.
Plus we want to make sure there's enough news to actually talk about.
All right, Travis said, hey guys, any chance that you guys could do a video on the low resistors for a factory radios that cut
Yeah.
the speaker's output are not detecting the low from the speakers?
So he's talking about doing a load resistor.
Yeah.
We're actually, we've been toying with that one for a while, and the reason why we really haven't touched on that too much is because we were trying to wait and see how the ball was going to bounce for that. You know, we obviously have a bag of resistors back there, 5 watt, 50, 40, 51, 52 ohm, 48 ohm, something like that, resistors, 4 of those. And then now we have new audio control versions of the load resistors. So PAC is supposed to be updating their high level to low level adapters with bigger resistors. So we're kind of waiting to see how that was all going to pan out before we just put a video out. Because with our luck, we'll put it out, and then the next day everyone will have load resistors built into their products. But yeah, no, we'll talk about that more.
All right, Alexander, for the 18-wheeler, that's what he asked about, like how long I can run my ground wire.
Oh yeah. Oh, no problem. Okay, got it. Yeah, no problem. Because as long as you're powering, like if you're gonna mount your amp somewhere in the 18-wheeler, and you're gonna run a 4-gauge power and ground out to that big battery, you're perfectly okay. That'll work. We do it all the time in Corvettes. We've done it in F-150s. We've been doing it for years. It's no big deal. You'll be fine.
All right. Jason say yes. Disney videos.
Yeah. So I'm taking the Osmo with us. Haley and I are going to have some fun. My wife will be there, of course, but you want no part of this.
Okay.
Hello from Chicago.
Yeah, Chicago. Rakesh?
What?
Rakesh.
Yeah.
Say hi from Dallas. I have a 2015 Honda CR-V EXL with the factory amp. Not happy with the bass and oversound. Any recommendations?
Yeah. Replace everything.
Everything.
I mean, at the end of the day, when you're not happy with the way something sounds, you have to decide how far do you want to go. If you like the head unit, you can just as simply add in, some form of processor, EQ, new speakers, amps. You have to find out what aspect of it you don't like. I mean, a lot of the times, like with the Hondas just use crappy speakers. I mean, they're just little neo magnet, paper cone, plastic speakers. So just as simply as replacing those with a little better speaker will definitely improve the sound quality. Get a better tweeter, get a better mid. If the bass isn't enough, that's where it becomes a little harder.
Yeah.
You got to decide how crazy you want to get on that. Something like, let's say, a Rockford P300 110, that little cool amplified box, something like that in the back will give you a lot of bass and won't take up a lot of space, and you don't have to worry about adding amps and all that other fun stuff. So there again, it's just up to you and what you want to do. Obviously you want to keep that radio, so I would probably think replacing the speakers would be where I'd start in a Honda. Get rid of those crappy speakers that they put in there. Maybe put in some nice Alpine R-types, some Kenwood Exelon, some Hertz, some Focal. Something nice. Put a $200 set of speakers in there.
Stock radio aftermarket interior speakers, no amp, but I want it louder. What can I do?
Well, if you don't want to add an amp, it's really going to make things tough. I mean, you could go. I don't even know how to. I mean, you need power to make power.
Probably the question is like he already have the aftermarket speakers, so he just.
Okay. Simple solution. If you already have an aftermarket radio, or you have a factory speaker, and if you have a factory radio, aftermarket radio, whatever. If you have aftermarket speakers, cool. You don't want to go crazy and add a bunch of stuff. You just want it louder. Check out the Alpine brick amp. We've talked about this tons of times on here. The 445U. It's a great little amp. It's 50 watts by 4, real power. Simple install, real easy. You can tuck it up in your dash. You're good to go. So, Check that guy out. That might be what you're looking for to keep things real simple.
All right. Say, hey guys, what are your thoughts on the Stinger circuit breaker?
Okay, we've covered this before as far as circuit breakers go. I will never use a circuit breaker. The only time I'll use a circuit breaker is possibly in a boat, but other than that, never. I don't use a circuit breaker. I don't want anything that when it breaks open, someone can flick it back closed. If you have a fuse and it blows, it blew for a reason. If you have a circuit breaker and it blows, it blew for a reason. Simply closing it, no. I want something that is going to pow and you have to come back to me to replace because I can figure out why did it blow in the first place. Had a bad experience with a circuit breaker, thanks to a fire marshal, you know, like back in the 90s sometime, you know, this kid flicked a cigarette in the back seat of his car, burned his car down. They blamed it on us because we had a circuit breaker under the hood. I'm like, it's a circuit breaker. Our power wire wasn't even there. Really? So, no. I'm going to put a fuse in every time. That'll be that. I mean, you know, a fuse will blow.
Yeah. All right. Check this. One more thing.
What's the last few? Drivers install. I want to know. What was your thought? Oh, the stereo integrity speakers?
The stereo integrity speakers,
Everyone
yes.
keeps asking about those. Who had those that we did the install on? I don't remember which car we did with those. You know, it's okay, so the question is about the stereo integrity speakers. Yeah, it's a new brand that, or it's new to us anyways. I think we've put a set in not too long ago. I honestly don't know much about them. I'd have to do some more research. I don't know much about them. A lot of the times when people bring in esoteric stuff like that they're like, you know, hey, these are the shit, then, you know, well, yeah, we'll put them in. They typically know more stuff about them than we do because they've spent all the time on the internet researching them and reading reviews and all that. Yeah. I kind of like to stick to what I know.
All right, so Israel said, does breaking down 0 gauge to 4 gauge for 2 amps cut the voltage on the amp?
Bottleneck at distribution block. Okay, so that's a great question. So the idea is that if I run a giant 0 gauge back, put it into a distribution block, come out of the distribution block to 2 amplifiers, is there a bottleneck there at the distribution block? The reality of it is technically no, there shouldn't be any form of a bottleneck. You know, you're running adequate power all the way through the car as long as you can supply the amplifiers with what they need. You know, anytime, yeah, you know, the idea is it adding more resistance? Man, it could be adding a little bit more resistance. I mean, over this long journey of car audio, I've done tons of installs where we use distribution blocks and we go from 4 gauge to 8 gauge or 0 gauge to 4 gauge, and it's never really been an issue that I've ever had. But when we do installs now, you know, because Paul likes to sell kits, so all our kits are 4 gauge kits. So what we typically do is we run 2 4 gauges. And it's become nice in that now that there's 2 fuse holders underneath the hood, one for one amp, one for the other amp. If there's ever any service issues or ever any problems or anything like that, we can now, we know which amp is, you know, which wire goes to which amp, and, you know, it just has made things a little bit easier for us. But no, I would, you know, the only time where that could be an issue is let's say you have a 3K amplifier and let's say a little 100 by 4, and you know the 3K takes a 0 gauge and you're coming off of that 0, that's where you'd run into a problem. But if you have 2 normal size amplifiers that both take 4 gauge input, you ran a 0 gauge, you put a D block in, you should never have any problems with that whatsoever. That's a perfectly acceptable way to do it.
All right. Chancho say, what's the best 8 or 10 shallow subwoofer? And then have you guys did a double din radio on a 2012 to 2015 Honda Civic? Yes, we did.
We have?
Yeah, Honda Civic. Your regular Civic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Best shallow mount 8? That's a tough one. I mean, we do a lot of the Pioneer factory replacement shallow mount 8-inch drivers. As far as the 10 goes, you know, the Kicker Comp RT.
Hey, from Vancouver.
Amazing little 10-inch woofer. Really just depends what you're trying to do with it. If you're trying to put it in that rear deck spot, none of them are going to sound good. But I like the Kicker Comp RTs for 10s.
Alright, so Jim say, I recently changed my seats. The new ones have power lumbar.
Oh, cool.
Yes, but now the compressor caused noise in my radio. I even changed the circuit, but it's still making noise in the radio. What can I do?
All right, so Stinger makes power line noise filters for electronics that are noisy. So, for example, anytime we do a certain backup cameras pick up noise from the stereo, or just, you know, as soon as you start up the engine, it makes the screen all blurry. So Pack Stinger, they make inline noise filters. I don't know the actual model numbers, but if you wait till this video is over and ask me again, I'll look it up and put a link to it for you so you can check it out. Probably what you're going to need is one of those that you can just put onto the compressor motor, and that'll stop that.
Alright, so guys, you should check it out, the Match by
Autotech Fisher. That's the Helix piece.
Okay, yeah. They have a cool amp, plug and play, integration DSP.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, we used to sell Helix when they were when Rockford was distributing them, and then it just never really took off. I happen to have a pair of Helix right here. See right here, Audiotech Fisher.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just never took off for us for some reason, and they were actually just developing that piece when we were a dealer, and I don't know, I think it just met us at the wrong time. But yeah, no, the product now, a lot of people are doing it. It seems really cool, but we've kind of gone in a different direction. So,
is there a constantly hour for a Saturday YouTube live?
Right now, it's just a matter of when we have time to do it.
When we got time, yeah. All right, so Raymond, have you heard the full cowl flex? Coaxial 6.5.
You know, no, and it's kind of annoying and ticking me off because Paul and I were having this conversation this week about them, and I was like, dude, when are we going to get them in? And you know, I can only ask so many times, and then it just drives me crazy because I'm dying to hear them. Everyone is raving on how great they are compared to the K2s, and I love the K2s.
What do you think about Audio Frog?
You know, honestly, it's the one brand. Like, we have people come through all the time with different stuff that we don't carry, and we'll go out and listen to it. That is the one brand that I don't think anyone in this area carries. I have yet to see anybody talk about Audio Frog. You know, obviously, I just watched, like everyone else, the Soundman video where they went and talked to the guy that runs the place, and it looks like really cool stuff. But somebody's got to bring some stuff by, because.
All right, so Brian say I have 13.53 volts running to my SCAR amp. The voltage barely goes below 40.
40 amp power supply.
Yeah.
Is
this okay to run?
I guess I don't know what we're worried about here.
Below the
voltage battery goes below the voltage. It's only
40
a 40 amp power supply. Is it okay to run? I mean, you know, most amplifiers are designed to have an operating voltage of anywhere between 13.5 to 10 volts. The difference is the lower the voltage goes, the more amperage it's going to draw, and also the amount of output power is going to vary. So, yeah, you can run it at below 13.5 volts. It's just you're not going to get rated power. Most amplifiers don't put out rated power anyway, so it's not like you're going to be losing anything there.
Raymond, how do you rate the Alpine PDX amp 5-channel?
Well, the PDX V9 is well known on here. That is my favorite 5-channel amplifier for sure. So we do tons of those amplifiers. It's an awesome 5-channel amp. It's got a few features on it that make it really unique and why we like it so much. For one, it's a constant power amplifier. So it doesn't matter if you do a 2-ohm load or a 4-ohm load, you're going to get the 100 watts per channel all day long. So what makes it nice is a lot of amplifier manufacturers will say it's 110 watts per channel at 2 ohms. Well, who the hell is running a Class D amplifier at 2 ohms? You got to be nuts. Why would you do that? Okay, because it's going to sound totally crappy. So you always want to run a Class D. Now I'm going to get crap for this, but you want to run your Class Ds at 4 ohm. They're going to sound better. You're going to get better performance out of the amplifier. So why not use an amplifier that's made to do that and give me the real power? That would be the PDX series amplifiers. Now, the new amplifiers, the new X series amplifiers, because they're the high-res amplifiers, that all had to change. So there again, they went back to the crappy rating system. It's like 110 by 4 at 2 ohms. Who's doing that? Nobody. So it's 70 by 4 at 2 ohms. So, you know, which is now what the amplifier is. And the new PDX 5-channel amplifier is really not a PDX V9. The PDX V9 is still a much bigger amplifier. It is more a combination of, if you look at the way the PDX amplifiers are broken out, they have the PDX M6 and the F4. That's really where the PDX line, the new series amplifiers, is competing with. And then they have that new 5th channel, or new 5 channel, which is a little bit smaller. But PDX V9 right now, definitely my favorite 5 channel. Until something else better comes along. I'm always open to new shit. So
Johnny said, is the Stinger speed wire as good as running the wires from the amp to?
Stinger speed wire is an 18 gauge awesome speaker wire. Now, is it as great? You know, how much, you know, the question we always get is, how much power can you put over it? Okay, so here's the deal. If you're doing a normal system where you're going to have a 4-channel amplifier that's between 50 and let's say 80 watts per channel, speed wire is phenomenal. It's made to make your life a little bit easier. At the end of the day, if you're not running all new speaker wires to the car, you're going to just grab them behind the radio, put the amplifier in the trunk, run speed wire up to the plug behind the radio, connect it up, and you're good to go. It's all it was designed for. I mean, we also use it now if we're doing high-level systems. If we need to come out of the factory amplifier back to a high-level input, we'll use speed wire. So it's just another tool. I mean, it just makes life a little bit easier. That's it. I mean, it's good stuff. You know, I got a spool here. Is it open?
No. Anyway.
There's actually a 200-foot spool sitting right next to the piano right now. So we use a lot of it.
All right. So Aaron said it's possible to put the double DIN in the 1999 Ford Escort.
Ford Escort?
Yeah.
That's got that oval dash kit. No. I mean, okay.
Oh, it's just a pipe dream. I know you have to customize something, but just wondering.
Dan Basshead Murphy, when he had his, he relocated his air conditioner to mount it in that oval dash. So if you're up for moving your air conditioner, yes, you can do it. Hey, it's James.
Oh, it's James, yeah.
Do you, Raymond? They are great. What is a Raymond James? Oh, geez, that's funny. Raymond James.
Raymond James.
That's the name of the... Raymond James is the name of the football stadium where the Buccaneers play. So that was ironic. No, what's a Raymond?
No. Oh. He responded to
Raymond. Oh, okay.
I have a flax speakers.
Well, yeah, because James has flax. James has a flax 3-way in his car.
Yeah.
Why do you gotta live on the other side of the world, man? I'd love to hear your car. Plus, it's it's a right-hand drive.
Yeah.
You know, and it was funny.
That would be fun.
Did you see Jeff Smith's post when he was talking about, because he's over in Europe, and he was having to tune a right-hand drive car, and of course he's only ever tuned left-hand drive cars. So you're sitting in the wrong side of the car trying to your ear. Yeah. So I would love to hear that car. That would be so cool.
All right. What is your favorite Pioneer or Kenwood Apple CarPlay?
Oh, and real quick, James is from Car Audio, etc. So for you guys that are watching the show, like what we do, go like what he does. Car Audio, etc. Great YouTube channel.
Go and check it out.
Go like his page. Help him out. All right, what was the question? I'm sorry.
What is your favorite Pioneer or Kenwood Apple CarPlay?
Head unit? And why? Man, that's a tough one. Okay, so as far as those are the two I have to choose from, I'm probably going to say the 4200 is still my favorite Apple CarPlay Pioneer radio, or Alpine, or I'm sorry, I was thinking Alpine. Pioneer radio altogether. Detachable face, 6-channel, 4-volt, tool USBs. It's just a brick house of a radio. Does it have all the latest, coolest features under the sun? No, but it's also a solid, functioning, well-built, bug-free unit. Yeah. Now, Kenwood, of course, has the 9904, which is pretty cool. You know, to me, the one thing that makes the 9904 a little bit better, but not, for one, it's not as established, which kind of is a scary part there. But the one thing that makes a 9904 very appealing is the fact that it has the capacitive touchscreen. The only radio Pioneer puts that on is the 8200, which just sucks.
Yeah.
Now, the radio I'm really interested in, of course, is one you didn't ask about, which is the Alpine 207. I really like that deck. For all its faults and all its silliness, I'm really excited about that particular radio.
All right, so let's see. David say, I just purchased a 4201 NEX.
Hey.
Can you recommend someone who could install it in my Highlander in my area, San Agustin, Florida?
Agustin, Florida.
Ooh.
Ah.
You can always calm down, buddy.
Yeah, true.
We have a great beaches over here. Oof.
I can't think of the name of that graphics place up in Jacksonville, which is probably just as far from here to there. Honestly, I don't know anybody. I'm sorry, I don't know anybody over there.
Sorry. All right, Dean, what are your favorite old school amp? I'm a big fan of the 90s Lancer. All right.
Lancer was nice.
No, he don't have an amp in here.
No, I don't
You got a sticker.
I got my sticker. Bam! There you go, my friend. Right there. Rocked by Orion. Oh, yeah. And it's that 90s pink. Who doesn't like 90s pink?
All right, so let's see. Catherine B say, can the PA3 replace the DD1 for receiving distortion level amplifier gains?
Okay, so we were just talking about that today. We were talking about that because there again, James from Car Audio Etc. was asking me about some of the SMD products. You know, we do the DD1 amp dynos, and when we do that, we use the PAA3, we use our scope, put them all down, and when you're watching that, you see that the PAA3 actually shows clipping a little bit before the DD1. So what we were talking about today, and I had recommended to him that if, you know, buying the DD1 is great, but the most useful tool that I have bought so far in all the years of doing this has been the PAA3. Okay, Personal Audio Assistant 3. They have the new PAA3X, which is a colored version of it, but it is by far the most useful tool ever. We have two of them, and we have two of them because they're worth every penny. Could you use it to replace the amp dyno? I mean, the DD1? I'm assuming, yeah, you probably could, because we use it on the bench. As long as you're running those test tones, it's going to show you clip. Do we use it for that? No. Could we? Yes. But the things that we use that for, I mean, being able to see the signal coming out of the radio or out of an amplifier or just in general, yes, if you have to buy a tool for this industry, that's the tool you definitely want to buy. The downside to it, it's like $400, okay? It's worth every penny, though. The stuff you can do with it that sets you apart, because our eyes can't see sound traveling through a wire, but when we hook one of those things up, we can see exactly what is coming out of that thing. It is so freaking cool. So yeah, we're probably gonna have to buy another one because Fernando's twisting my arm. He wants the X. He wants me to. He can't spend his money, but he loves to spend mine.
It's always
all right.
like
Go back up. What did James say?
Okay, give me 1 second.
Okay.
Say,
James is awesome.
James is awesome. Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go, James.
Will you guys add the grommets that you guys use in the tool drawers?
Yeah. We need to do an update. I mean, the tool drawer, we got that thing up. For those of you guys who don't know, it's dnftooldrawer.com. What we do is we put up all the stuff that we use in the install bay. We obviously forgot some stuff, and we need to change a couple things because we were in a hurry to get it up. We needed to change a couple things on our YouTube. We were running out of space, so we need to do an update to that. We're backlogged, though. We have to get a couple other things done before we do that. But yeah, we have a whole list of crap I need to add to it. At the end of the day, it's still a one-man show. Even though Fernando's here, he's the daddy. He ain't got time for this silliness. All right, what is he saying?
All right, James, say, can you guys do one of those in depth, the videos?
Oh yeah, and
for the Sony, the 200. When you guys get it.
Yeah, oh, no doubt. I totally want to do, yes, the new 200. Yep, as soon as we get that, we are going to do an in-depth review on that, James, for sure. What is Fro saying?
I take the 9904S, more audio adjustments.
There you go.
There you go.
Cheers, guys. Thanks, James.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah. No, so there you go. Fro, he's a dealer like us. He's out in Oregon.
he like Kenwood.
Stereo Kings. He's a big Kenwood dealer, so yeah. I can say it's a bit jaded. But, no, I'm just kidding. They sell Kenwood and Pioneer too.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
You know,
They sell a lot of stuff, JL and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
What is this?
Okay, at the end of the day,
Anaheim?
the auto EQ feature on the Pioneer is
Oh, yeah,
still
yeah, and
really
you have
hard
to
beat.
Yes.
Jason,
Jason
have
have
you
to,
ever used
yes.
the auto EQ feature on the Pioneer? Because it's a twist. It's an arm twister, man. That thing is so.
It's like,
good.
don't do it. Okay, do it.
Yeah, exactly. What does that say? Hold on, what was that one?
Okay.
What do you guys think of already the channel interactive? Yeah, we haven't got that in yet. We're still waiting on that. That's the Rockford piece.
Anaheim, chicken in.
Yeah, Anaheim.
Anaheim.
Yeah, Anaheim. Go run over. That's Disney, man.
Yeah, sure. I'll be right
Disney.
back.
In California.
Thank you, guys. It's
about-
Florida.
What's that?
Why don't you expand
To
to
East
East
Florida.
Florida?
Yeah, I act like I want to keep doing this for the rest of my life. I got 27 years in, man.
What about the 80 PRS? What do you think?
Yeah, you know, okay. Here's the thing with the 80 PRS. It's an antiquated old radio that sounds amazing. If you're playing CDs and jamming out on it, as you know, we tested it on the bench. It's clean as shit. It's phenomenal. It's an awesome sounding radio. Downside to it, Bluetooth sucks. It's got old Bluetooth. Bluetooth passed over.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, you know, the 8800 was kind of the replacement for it, but nowhere near as cool. We understand that. But it had all the updated features in it. The guys that run the PRS-80 run that radio for one specific reason, and that is because it is an amazing sounding CD player. That's it. That's the only reason I can think to run that piece. You know, it's just in the adjustments that it has. Is there anything else other than that out there right now? No, it isn't. It's just always going to be the PRS-80. That's why Pioneer still makes the damn thing.
All right.
I just wish they'd update it.
Edgar say a good box for 2 Alpine Type R 12s.
Ported.
What brand?
Oh, you know what? If you go to atrend.com, they actually make Type R certified boxes. That's one of the things that's nice about Atrend is Atrend makes boxes for certain speaker manufacturers like Alpine, JL, Digital Design. They have a whole list of pre-mades for, what I mean by pre-made is they make them for you to specs for those woofers. So check out atrend.com for a Type R box.
Alright, so hey guys, quick question about the 6x9s.
Okay.
What is the best sound quality 6x9 coaxial components you ever heard? For front doors on my Grand Cherokee.
Alright, so if you're looking
I don't want
Okay.
downgrade in cone area.
Okay, so if you're looking for a coaxial 6x9, meaning tweeter mounted in the speaker.
He want a good mid bass.
Okay, like I said, if you're looking for a coaxial 6x9, the best coaxial 6x9 that I've ever heard has to be the Hertz high energy 6x9s. It's a 3-way. It's incredible. They used to sell the thing for $500 a pair. It's since gone down. I think it's almost half that right now. Really amazing sounding 6x9 coaxial. If you want a component 6x9, meaning the tweeter 6x9, that's where it gets a little bit more gray because people are just finally figuring out they need to make those. Now the Type X 6x9s that we actually just put in this week were extremely impressive. The tweeter, the mid-range, wow, we were crossing those things over at like 70 hertz. We roadkilled the doors, did fast rings. Those things were banging. I mean, we weren't even playing it with the subwoofers on, and we're like, man, this is freaking impressive. So you might want to check those out too. They're fairly new, but those would be the 2 6x9s I would look into, depending on what you're trying to do there.
All right, Raymond say, hey guys, I just did a Toyota Tundra using the stock radio. I put the Alpine PDX B9, but I'm using an Addison Bit 10.
Yep.
I saw you guys made a custom harness. I'm in Florida.
Yeah. We actually just used, yes, we made a custom harness.
We can give us a call.
We used the 1761 harnesses, the BHO Pack Audio 1761 harnesses. We cut them up. We actually, after we showed that, there is a harness already made. We didn't even have to cut that one up. I just didn't even know the harness existed because brain fart. But yeah, so those are the harness. Yeah.
All right.
I don't think I wrote it all down either.
All right. So Catherine,
Oh no, I did. Yeah. Go ahead.
The following question: how do you connect the PA3 to an amplifier? Does it come with the connections, or do you have to buy separately? Just bring the
Hi
PA
from Spokane, Washington. All right. So what you need to do, and I need to make a video on this, and I'm probably gonna make one as soon as we get the next one.
Nobody can hear you.
Hold on.
Yeah. Just bring the PA3.
What you have to do is the PA3 has an XLR cable in the bottom of it. This guy right here has this little end. What I do is I go on to Amazon and I buy a 3-foot XLR cable, and then I cut it in half. I guess this would be the male end is the one you're going to use 99% of the time. I put a female RC onto it, so I make this cool little guy right here that you see. You can go on to the internet and they can tell you what each one of these mean corresponding to this, but we were going to make a video on it because a lot of guys want that.
Yep.
There's also a company that makes this already. And then what we do is we have these guys here that we make, because obviously from here you can plug an RCA into it, but we make this, which is a high-end RCA to speaker probe. So this allows us to then plug this into here, and if we're trying to see what the output of a radio is or the output of an amplifier, we can probe them with this. We also have several other types of probes that these can plug into. If we just need to see what's coming out of an amplifier, then we'll plug this into the, or out of a radio that has a preamp, we can plug this in. So it's a very versatile tool, but that's the one stickler, that's the missing link to make the PA3 great, is making this harness right here. Okay.
All right, David said, I just want to say thank you. You just installed my Pioneer 2330 with a micro bypass.
He hasn't done the auto EQ. You're kidding me.
No?
You gotta do the auto EQ.
Oh,
put it where your
man.
head goes, face it up.
Yeah.
You know, we got a cool little mount that we make.
Well, you're welcome, David. And Jason, yeah, you need to do
You
it.
gotta
Man.
try that. Have your rep get you a EQ, man. Just say, or I'm sorry, the microphone.
Yeah.
The microphone is also in the box for the PRS-80 or the 8800. The microphone is in that box too. So if you have one of those in stock, you can nab the microphone out of that.
Make sure it's quiet in the bay.
Yeah, we shut the door.
Yeah. All right. From Kentucky, what's going on? Hi from Dominican Republic. What's going on? Thank you. Will the Pioneer ABH 3330 fit in the 2006 BW Beetle?
Yeah, it'll fit fine.
Yeah.
Yep. It's built on the same basic chassis as all the other flip outs, and all the other flip outs have always fit in the 06. So yeah, you'll be fine there, no problem. Good idea, Beetle. Yeah, that's the one car we haven't put one of those in yet. A lot of flip outs and Beetles, but that'd be nice to have CarPlay in a Beetle for sure.
All right, where can I get my harness for my Tundra? The T harness that you make.
We honestly just make them from scratch when,
Yeah.
when we need them. It's one of those, I have no idea. I mean, we make them. I mean, I'd have to see if I have the blueprints. If I do, I could just email you a picture of them and you can make one yourself. 27 years, your knowledge is astounding. It's something. There's something rattling around up in there.
About 4200 NEX.
Oh, because watching your videos. Thank you.
There you go.
What is it? The best placement for? What does it say? Is
the
the
license
plate the best place for a rear camera?
camera?
Yes. Okay, rear camera. My thoughts on rear camera real quick, and then we're going to take like 2 more questions. We got to get back to work. The problem with putting a rear view camera in is you want to make sure the rear view camera is centered down the center of the car, not to the left, not to the right. A lot of people put them in those tail lights or the tag lights to the left and right. Well, those are 3 inches off from center.
Yeah.
What that does for you when you get farther away is for every inch you're off of center, that's feet farther away that you are. So you think you're backing up and you're on center, you're not. Even if you angle them, there is a crossover point, meaning if you come off the center and you come at this angle, there is a point at, let's say, 5 feet, in this example, where is direct center. Anything in front of that is off center, anything behind that is off center.
Yeah.
So what happens is if you're trying to back up behind 2 cool doors like this, and your camera is off by 3 or 4 inches, that's not 3 or 4 inches there, that's a foot 1.5 there. So now you're backing up, as you can see from the picture. I'm aiming for the wall. What do? I scratch that side of my car. What factory cameras have is DSPs. They actually go in and they crop the image to center it. This is okay, you know, when you do like an NEX radio or an Exelon Kenwood radio or an Alpine where you can adjust the backup tabs left or right. That's to help compensate for the fact if your camera's not mounted center. That's why I love tag cams, is because the camera is dead center on the car. Boom, there. So something to keep in mind. People don't always think about that. They're looking at convenience. Oh, I can put it where my light is. Yeah, but it's not centered, which means you're going to be backing up into walls. Okay, sorry for that rant. What do you got?
Have a great day.
Have a great day. You too, Jason. We'll see you later.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, one more. Give me one more. Yo. Okay,
yo.
what's that one right there?
All right.
Ever take the CD transporter? Double take. Yeah, you know, actually, what I want Pioneer. So the question is, do you think Pioneer would ever take the coolness out of the PRS-80 and do something else with it, like put it into a nicer radio? The reality of it is no, Pioneer's not cool like that. What we're hoping is they just come out with a better version of the radio, like maybe something like an NEX 8300 or whatever that ever is going to evolve to, with their new awesome preamp section, maybe a front and rear EQ. The problem is not a lot of people are after that piece. What I'd really like Pioneer to do is take that technology out of the radios altogether and put it in a black box. You know, so that like think of like an Audison Bit 1, just that says Pioneer. Why they haven't done this yet is beyond me, because that would be a game changer, because you know it would be like $250. It'd be 6-channel, 4-volt. It'd do everything, and it's retarded. They have this amazing technology. They're too stupid to figure out what to do with it.
Yeah.
And with that rant, we're going to call it a day. Thank you guys as always for watching. We appreciate everything you do. Look forward to seeing us Monday.
All right, for David, we have a Monday live show again.
I was just getting to that.
Yeah.
Facebook Live every Monday. You can find it at 5 Star Car Stereo at Facebook, or Facebook at 5 Star Car Stereo.
Yep.
6:30 Eastern Standard Time, because we are here in Florida.
Yeah.
Yes. You guys have a wonderful weekend. Disney coming up, so look forward to seeing you guys Monday. Remember, next week...
SNI1, I think, the noise filter.
SNI1 is the noise filter.
Yes.
Next week, 4 install diaries, so looking forward to that. You guys have a great weekend as always. We'll see you later.